This.
Park yesterday, but a fast track for harness racing at Moonee Valley last night for the 9-race program. In the first event on the card, the odds-on favourite Wilbur Win.
Both drivers kidding to one another at the moment. 5 metres away, Colt Sievers, followed by Rocky Apollo. Time for an out goes to the outside, followed by Kentuck. In behind them, Gilt Edge from Parlour Royal. And 6 metres away, Lightning 2. At the 250, Wilbur Win a neck in front of Shy Adam called upon. 6 metres away, Rocky Apollo, followed by Colt Sievers. At the 150, Wilbur Win. He's veering off the track. He's a metre in front. Shy Adam, the outsider's trying to pick him up again. He ducks back to the rail. Wilbur Win. He's just in front. Shy Adam lunging on the outside. Shy Adam may have got up a nose to Wilbur Win. Nothing in it though. Third placing tight, Rocky Apollo and
Andrew Peace starting off the season on a winning note, taking up where he left off last season. Shy Adam 11-4, I think would have got the race on protest anyway. Wilbur Win second 5-4 on, and Parlour Royal third 11-2. In the second, the Foundation Stakes, the even money favourite, My Super Shell.
Set for a start, they're racing. My Super Shell has gone away quickly, looking for the lead. Trio's Risk is trying to hold him out. Lockwood Road is going forward with Cardinal Way, but My Super Shell crosses and leads out of the straight. Trio's Risk on the fence, pacing a little bit roughly, and Errol Caramia the outside appeared to be bumped and broke up out of the straight. Settles down third last, Scatcord wide, and the last two as they head to the back straight the first time. Out along the back at the 1650, Warrior last, and second last is King's Marion. Along the back, and My Super Shell in front, 6 metres to Scat out, 3 wide going forward. Lockwood Road now ends up with a 1-out trail as Scat works up to be a clear second. Racing third the rail is Trio's Risk. In behind them Craigie, followed by Cardinal Way. 6 metres to Errol Caramia, followed by King's Marion, and last is Warrior. Off the back of the 1300, well supported My Super Shell, left alone in the lead by 6 metres to Scat. Errol Caramia now from second last is going forward. Trio's Risk is back on the fence. Lockwood Road racing 1 out. Craigie back on the fence, followed by Cardinal Way, then King's Marion, and 2 metres away Warrior. 1,000 to go at the top of the straight. My Super Shell couldn't have had an easier run by 6 metres to Errol Caramia. He gets to second within 5 metres of the leader. A metre back on the rail, Trio's Risk. Then Scat racing fourth after working early. Craigie back on the fence. Lockwood Road 3 back on the outside, being trailed up by Cardinal Way. King's Marion the fence second last, and 4 metres away Warrior. Out of the straight the final time, My Super Shell. He now quickens up. He's in an easy run by 6 metres to Trio's Risk. The Boulders had a nice trail, and up on the outside is Errol Caramia. Then Craigie locked up on the inside of Scat. Lockwood Road the first to go forward, 3 wide, and after My Super Shell, who's under double wraps at the 500. Cardinal Way now tracking Lockwood Road. King's Marion 1 off the fence. Craigie back on the rail, and Warrior 3 wide going forward. Off the back though, 400 metres out. My Super Shell held together 4 metres in front. Errol Caramia is under pressure. Lockwood Road out 3 wide, still making ground. Trio's Risk back on the fence, followed by Cardinal Way. Craigie can't get a run, followed by Scat, King's Marion, Warrior. Around the turn though at the 220. My Super Shell, he hasn't let it go. It's 3 metres in front. Lockwood Road on the outside is trying to pick it up, followed by Trio's Risk. At the 120 he goes for My Super Shell. It's 3 metres in front of Lockwood Road. Warrior from the clouds is flying on the outside, but well supported straight to the lead. My Super Shell never in doubt. Scores by 4 metres. Warrior may have run second, a nose to Lockwood Road. Close up Craigie, a good run from Cardinal Way. Then Scat from Errol Caramia, Trio's Risk, and last in was King's Marion.
Easy win to My Super Shell in the second event. I think what I tried to say then was My Super Shell, even money favourite. Warrior 12-1, Lockwood Road at 3-1 in the second. In the third, the Formation Stakes, and the favourite had a much easier name, Keen Student at 5-4.
They're racing. Mr. Organiser's gone away okay. Done Me Doe's come out galloping. He's missed it by 20 metres. Keen Student driven out early, looking for the lead, and crosses out of the straight from Mr. Organiser to Vander. Scouting wide, Qatari Sterling now being restrained, followed by Majestic Jester. Flame and Spark back on the fence third. In behind them, Empire Fella settling down third last from Coilas, and back at the tail is Done Me Doe. Mr. Organiser on the outsiders taking on Keen Student as they straighten up in the back the first time, but can't cross. 6 metres away, third to Vander. On the rail and fourth is Flame and Spark. That quartet have broken away by 8 metres to Majestic Jester. Then Qatari Sterling. Coilas back on the fence, followed by Empire Fella as Qatari Sterling pulls to the outside 3 wide, and Done Me Doe is tacking up. At the 1300, Keen Student in front by a metre. Qatari Sterling's gone up quickly on the outside now to join him on the turn for the bell. Mr. Organiser now racing fourth and 1 out, as from second last now Empire Fella goes forward. Flame and Spark back on the rail, being trailed up by Coilas. Up on the outside, Devander. Majestic Jester second last, and 6 metres away, Done Me Doe. A line of 3, a circuit to go. Keen Student, Qatari Sterling and Empire Fella. 4 metres away, Mr. Organiser racing fourth. In behind them, Flame and Spark on the rail, as Empire Fella the outside draws a metre in front of Keen Student back on the fence. He's had no peace, the leader. In behind them, Coilas, followed by Devander. Majestic Jester second last. He's had a pretty good run, and 6 metres away, Done Me Doe. Out of the straight the final time. Empire Fella the outside now joining Keen Student at the 650. 5 metres away, Flame and Spark with a nice trail, followed by Qatari Sterling. In behind them, Mr. Organiser. From second last now, Majestic Jester 3 wide going forward. Coilas back on the rail, followed by Devander, and 6 metres away, Done Me Doe. Off the back though, 4 metres out. Keen Student a metre in front of Empire Fella. Third placing, Flame and Spark, followed by Qatari Sterling 3 wide. Mr. Organiser 4 wide. Back in behind them, Coilas in need of a run. Majestic Jester, followed by Devander and Done Me Doe. Around the turn though, Keen Student straightens up a metre in front. Empire Fella the outside has drawn to him and looks to be doing a little bit the better. 6 metres away, Flame and Spark, followed by Mr. Organiser. Empire Fella though grabbed the lead, 100 metres to go. Keen Student boxing on from Flame and Spark, but Empire Fella scores by 3 metres to Keen Student. Third placing, 4 metres away, Flame and Spark. Then Mr. Organiser, Majestic Jester. Done Me Doe was running nicely at the finish, followed by Coilas and Qatari Sterling, and last in was Devander.
Good efforts by both the first and second place getters. Empire Fella having to work mid-race at 9-2. Keen Student, as Brian Markovic said, had no peace whatsoever in front, the 5-4 favourite, and Flame and Spark third at 20-1. The pace setter stakes race 4 and the favourite Leave Us Alone at 5-4.
Set for a start. Racing, Leave Us Alone has gone away quickly looking for the lead, but so too out wide as Frontier Fighter Bullman, and Arco Bellino makes a line of 4. Restrained Marin King drops out to the tail. We Comet second last. Keystone Lucy the outside. Off back on the fence, Elvis Meadow. They're still going hard up in front. Leave Us Alone now heads them off and leads Frontier Fighter. 6 metres away, Snowbird back in the field, and 6 metres away, Marin King. On the turn in the first circuit, and the favourites in front, Leave Us Alone. From on the outside, Frontier Fighter. Bullman eases for third on the fence, and fourth and 1 out is Arco Bellino. Keystone Lucy there was shoved out 3 wide. 1 off the fence, Elvis Meadow. Snowbird back on the rail. In behind them came We Comet, as Arco Bellino, after pulling now, goes to the outside 3 wide, being trailed up by Keystone Lucy. We Comet second last, and 6 metres away, Marin King. Out of the straight, short of 2 circuits to go. Leave Us Alone in front by 4 metres. Arco Bellino works up to be second the outside, but pulling awfully hard for Brian Gaff. Third place in the leaders back as Bullman, followed by Frontier Fighter fourth. The baldy-faced Snowbird racing fifth on the fence. 1 off the rail, Elvis Meadow. Keystone Lucy still racing 3 wide, followed by We Comet, and 6 metres away, Marin King. At the 1300, he lets Arco Bellino go now after pulling awfully hard, and strides to the lead, coming off the back at the lap and a quarter mark by 4 metres to Leave Us Alone. Frontier Fighter racing third the outside. Bullman now fourth and 3 back on the fence, followed by Elvis Meadow racing 1 out, being trailed up by We Comet the outside. He's had a pretty good run, followed by Snowbird. Marin King is second last, and back on the fence now after racing wide, Keystone Lucy. 1,000 to go at the top of the straight. Arco Bellino's in front. He's had no luck though by 5 metres to Leave Us Alone. 6 metres away, third Frontier Fighter. He's working on the outside of Bullman, followed by Snowbird. Elvis Meadow racing 1 out, being trailed up on the outside now by We Comet. In behind them, Keystone Lucy, and 4 metres away, Marin King. Out of the straight, they quicken up at the 750. Arco Bellino still pulling in front by 4 metres to Leave Us Alone. 6 metres away, third Bullman, followed by Frontier Fighter under pressure. Elvis Meadow on the outside of Snowbird, followed by We Comet about to go forward. Keystone Lucy second last, and 4 metres away, Marin King. At the 550, Elvis Meadow from midfield goes to the outside, being trailed up by We Comet. Arco Bellino, 450 out though, 3 metres in front. Leave Us Alone comes off the fence. He's out after Arco Bellino quickly. In behind them, 6 metres away, Bullman, followed by Elvis Meadow. In behind them, Frontier Fighter not going well. Then Snowbird from We Comet, Marin King and Keystone Lucy. At the moment, Arco Bellino, 250 out. He's holding Leave Us Alone by 2 metres. Now he's called upon Leave Us Alone the outside. He draws to Arco Bellino at the 150. 6 metres away, Bullman. Arco Bellino a metre in front. Leave Us Alone trying to pick him up. The baldy-faced Snowbird, he's going for a split. He's flying out after Arco Bellino, who's in front near the line, and Arco Bellino's won by a metre. Snowbird in the centre flew home, Leave Us Alone close up third, then Bullman followed by Elvis Meadow. Frontier Fighter back in behind them from Keystone Lucy, Wee Comet, and last in was Marin King.
Well, that drive by Brian Gath should go down in the instruction manual. If you have a horse that pulls, that was the perfect drive. Arco Bellino 9-1, Snowbird 50s, and Leave Us Alone the favourite third at 5-4. Back with the remainder of last night's harness racing program from Moonee Valley after this break.
I'm home.
And time to return to harness racing at the Valley last night in race 5, the favourite I'm a Threat at 11-8.
Racing. Tizimis has gone away quickly. She's looking for the lead. Restrained Corfu drops out to a conspicuous last. I'm a Threat, the favourite's gone away in a hurry. Try to head off Tizimis. Can't do so for the moment, though. Although now he's boring into Tizimis, coming off the back, followed by Flying Looney third. In behind them, Springfield Raja. As I'm a Threat now races to the lead on the turn the first time. In behind them, it's Frederick. Festival Summer the fence, followed by Whirly Dream and Umbro Gold. And 6 metres away, Corfu. He'll take plenty of beating from here. 2 circuits out. The favourites in front, I'm a Threat, by 6 metres to Tizimis. Third placing Flying Looney, followed by Springfield Raja. Festival Summer racing 5th and 4 back on the fence, followed by It's Frederick racing 1 out. In behind them came Whirly Dream, 5 metres to Umbro Gold, and Corfu is back at the tail. Out of the straight at the 1700, and up in front is I'm a Threat by 5 metres to Tizimis. Third placing Flying Looney being covered up by Springfield Raja. It's Frederick racing 1 out. Back on the rail came Festival Summer, then Whirly Dream, Umbro Gold, and 4 metres away Corfu. It's been an even pace along the back once again. I'm a Threat left alone by 4 metres to Tizimis. Working up on the outside, Springfield Raja a neck away third without cover. It's Frederick racing 5th on the outside of Flying Looney. Festival Summer back on the fence, followed by Whirly Dream. Umbro Gold is second last and 4 metres away Corfu. 12.50 out. I'm a Threat doing it leisurely by a sulky's length to Springfield Raja. A metre back on the fence, Tizimis, followed by Flying Looney, locked up on the inside of It's Frederick. Whirly Dream on the outside of Festival Summer. Umbro Gold is second last and 4 metres away Corfu. At the top of the straight, a circuit to go. I'm a Threat going comfortably in front. He couldn't have had an easier run by 4 metres to Springfield Raja. Ahead away third, Tizimis. It's Frederick enjoying a nice trail, followed by Tizimis back on the fence. Working up on the outside, Whirly Dream of Festival Summer. Umbro Gold is second last and 4 metres away Corfu. Some 25 metres off the leader, I'm a Threat. Along the back, the final time at the 750, I'm a Threat. He's about to quicken up by 4 metres to Springfield Raja. He's worked in the run. Tizimis has had a nice trail third, so's It's Frederick fourth. Flying Looney locked up, followed by Whirly Dream. Then Festival Summer from Umbro Gold, and 4 metres away Corfu. Along the back of the 500 though, I'm a Threat. He's 3 metres in front of Springfield Raja the outside. Still no moves, followed by Tizimis. It's Frederick about to go. Back on the rail, Flying Looney. Then Whirly Dream, followed by Festival Summer. It's Frederick now goes to the outside. Umbro Gold is second last on the turn, and Corfu back of the tail. 2.50 out though. I'm a Threat 4 metres in front. Springfield Raja's under pressure. Tizimis now out in the clear, followed by It's Frederick and Flying Looney. At the 150, I'm a Threat 3 metres in front. Tizimis on the outside is trying to pick him up. He's veering out I'm a Threat. He's hanging on I'm a Threat. He's too good. Having a nice run up in front. I'm a Threat scores by 3 metres to Tizimis, and he was never going to lose. 5 metres away third. Flying Looney just in front of It's Frederick. Then Umbro Gold from Whirly Dream, Festival Summer, Springfield Raja, and last in was Corfu.
Yes, I'm a Threat pretty smart and having little trouble beating that field. 11-8 favourite, Tizimis at 9s and Flying Looney at 7s. Equal favourites in race 6, Lord Alias, and also Minnesota Fats at 3-1.
Being tapped up from Blackwood Mac. Lord Alias now goes to the outside, 3 wide. He's making up good ground too. In behind them came Minnesota Fats, followed by Alfetta, and One Gala Supreme is out of its gear. Lord Alias though, 2.50 out. He's rounding up Mary Skipper quickly. He raced to the lead now, Lord Alias. Blackwood Mac is getting to second. Alfetta the outside, making ground, but this is the real Lord Alias at the 120. Veering back to the inside. He's clear. He's too good for these. Racing away. Lord Alias scores 8 metres to Alfetta. 8 metres away third was Mary Skipper.
Equal favourite Lord Alias home in race 6 at 3-1 from Alfetta rates Mary Skipper 7-2. Minnesota Fats the unplaced equal favourite. A long odds on favourite in race 7, Winning Victory.
Speed to rise under pressure. Kentucky George held up. In behind them, Tortuga Kate from Red McCoy. And 10 metres away, Regal Baron on the turn now. And the favourite went to the lead, Winning Victory. Straightened up 4 metres in front. One Happy Fella on the outside is out after Winning Victory. At the 120, Winning Victory 2 metres in front. One Happy Fella trying hard. Here's Tortuga Kate on the outside from the clouds, picking up Winning Victory. Tortuga Kate grabbing the favourite near the line. And Tortuga Kate raced away, scored 2 metres to Winning Victory. Kentucky George flew home for third.
Huge result for the bookmakers. Tortuga Kate 25s, Winning Victory 5s on, and Kentucky George at 8-1. Another odds-on favourite in race 8, Moonee Minor.
Then At Your Service, followed by Shady Fella. How's That Lady Can't Go On. Channel Thunder about to pull to the outside from Two-Stroke, and Hustler's Reef second last and held up from Caramia Lubatros. But Moonee Minor straightens up 3 metres in front. 10 wide the outside, trying hard. Then Shady Fella, followed by At Your Service. At the 150, Moonee Minor 2 metres in front. Shady Fella on the outside is out after Moonee Minor. She's pulling out sufficient near the line. And Moonee Minor driven right out, gets the money by 2 metres. Maybe Shady Fella second, and nose to 10 wire.
Moonee Minor 7-4 on in race 8 from 10 wire at 8s, and Shady Fella at 4-1. So to the final event on the card, the Cavalier Stakes over 1900, and the favourite Jackabar at 2-1.
In behind them, Tiffany Valley, Dallas Bianca, Gay Charmaine Can't Go On from Marvas and My Able Dreamer Social Bill. A line of 3 though, 300 metres out. Aztec Monarch being joined by Senator Don, and Jacaba out 3 wide under a little bit of pressure, followed by Tiffany Valley hooked to the outside. Senator Don in the centre draws to Aztec Monarch. Jacaba wider out, still coming at them, followed by Tiffany Valley. Senator Don, Jacaba the outside doing the better. Aztec Monarch boxing on. Tiffany Valley late the outside. Jacaba slowly getting the upper hand near the line, and Jacaba wins by 2 metres to Tiffany Valley second. Senator Don racing third.
Jacaba at 2-1 and favourite in the last from Tiffany Valley 12s, and Senator Don at 4-1. The doubles last night from the Valley, daily double 8 and 6, 17.35, extra double 3 and 8, 13.30, and the quadrella on 3, 8, 8 and 6, $491 even. That brings to a close this morning's edition of World of Sport Replay. We have World of Sport coming up with Sandy Roberts, and of course this afternoon at 2:15 live to the Lakeside Oval for the Army Reserve Cup, Essendon and Hawthorn. Hope you can join us then, and thanks for joining us this morning. Lots of winners in the week to come. All my gear from Opal Southland. See you next week.
World of Sport Replay was another 7 Sport presentation.
Convince her that you think she's something special and she'll be eating out of your hand.
Monday night, Ginny walks into a trap, but is Glenn tough enough?
Show the lot of them.
Well, remember, it's lonely at the top.
A holiday turns sour.
I'm gonna lose you, Mandy. It's supposed to be our holiday. You just gotta take him away from me.
Wayne's revenge is in full swing, and Carolyn makes a fresh start.
I'll sit up while you take off your clothes.
Sons and Daughters continues Monday, 7:30 on 7.